Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 21, Opulence and Sweetness of Krishna. It's part of the Sanatana Shiksha section, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Seharahu Brajya Be Krishna Avatara, Tanra Charita Vachirite Manana Payapara. Apart from all argument, logic, or negative or positive processes, when Lord Sri Krishna was present as the Supreme Personality of Godhead at Vrindavan, one could not find a limit to his potencies by studying his characteristics and activities. Prakrita Prakrita Shristi Kaila Ekakshane Ashesha Vaikunta Janda Svasvanata Sane. At Vrindavan, the Lord immediately created all material and spiritual planets in one moment. Indeed, all of them were created with their predominating deities. Emata anyatra nahi shuniye adbhuta yahara shravane chita haya avaduta. We do not hear of such wonderful things anywhere simply by hearing of those incidents. One's consciousness is agitated and cleansed. Krishna vatsera shankyatyai sukadeva vani Krishna sange kata gopa shankyana hijani. According to Sukadeva Goswami, Krishna had unlimited cows and cowherd boys with him. No one could count their actual number. Eka eka gopakari yavat sacharana koti arbuda sankha padma tahara ganana. Each of the cowherd boys was tending calves to the extent of a koti, arbuda, shankar and padma. That is the way of counting. Vetravenu dala shringa vasralankara Gopa Ganera Yata Tara Nahi Leka Para. All the cowherd boys had unlimited calves. Similarly, their canes, flutes, lotus flowers, horns, garments, and ornaments were all unlimited. They cannot be limited by writing about them. Sabe Haila Chaturbuja Vaikuntera Pati Pritak Pritak Brahmandera Brahmakare Stuti. The cowherd boys then became four-handed Narayans, predominating deities of Vaikuntha planets. All the separate Brahmas from different universes began to offer their prayers unto the Lords. Eka Krishna Deha Haite Sabara Prakashe Krishna Ke Sabai Se Sarira Praveshe. All these transcendental bodies emanated from the body of Krishna. Within a second they all entered into his body. Ihadeki Brahma Haila Mohita Vishmita Stuti Kari E Paiche Karila Nischita. When the Lord Brahma from this universe saw this pastime, he was astonished and struck with wonder. After offering his prayers, he gave the following conclusions. Ye kahe Krishnera Vaibhava Muni Sabajanon Sejanuka Kai Mane Muni E Manon. Lord Brahma said, if someone says that he knows everything about Krishna's opulence, let him think that way. However, as far as I am concerned with my body and mind, I consider it this way. Ye Tomara Ananta Vaibhavamrita Sindhu Modavan Mano Gamya Nahe Eka Bindu. My Lord, your opulence is like an unlimited ocean of nectar, and it is verbally and mentally impossible for me to realize even a drop of that ocean. Jananta eva janantu kimba hukjaname prabhu manaso vapasu vacho vaibhavam tava gocharaha. There are people who say, I know everything about Krishna. Let them think that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish very much about this matter. Oh, my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulences are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. Krishna Mahima Rahu Kebatara Gyata Vrindavana Stanera Deka Ascharya Vibhuta. Let the glories of Lord Krishna be. Who could be aware of all of them? His abode Vrindavan has many wonderful opulences. Just try to see them all. Sola Krosha Vrindavana Shastrera Prakashe Tara Eka Deshi Vaikunta Janda Ganabase. According to the revelations of revealed scripture, Vrindavan extends only 16 kroshas, 32 miles. Nonetheless, all the Vaikuntha planets, our innumerable universes, are located in one corner of this tract. Apara Aishwarya Krishnera Nahi Kaganana Sakka Chandranyai Kari Digdarashana. No one can estimate the opulence of Krishna, that is unlimited. However, just as one sees the moon through the branches of a tree, I wish to give a little indication. Aishwarya Kahita Swarila Aishwarya Sagara Manendriya Dubila Prabhu Haila Panpada. While describing the transcendental opulences of Krishna, the ocean of opulence manifested in the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his mind and senses were immersed in this ocean. Thus he was perplexed. Bhagavatera e sloka padila apane, artha asvadite shuke karena vyakyane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally recited the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, and to relish the meaning, he began to explain it himself. Svayam tvasam yatis yasas shriyadishaha Swarajya lakshmyapta samasta kamaha balim haradbis chidaloka palai kirita kotidita padapitaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the master of the three worlds and the three principal demigods, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. No one is greater or equal than him. By his spiritual potency, no one is Svarajya Lakshmi, all his desires are fulfilled. While offering their dues and presents and worship, the predominating deities of all the planets touch the lotus feet of the Lord with their helmets. Thus they offer prayers to the Lord. Parama Ishvara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tate Bara Tanra Sama Keha Nahiyan. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he is the greatest of all. No one is equal to him, nor is anyone greater than him. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarna Karanam. Krishna is known as Govinda, the Supreme Controller. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origins, for he is the prime cause of all causes. Brahma Vishnu Hara E Shistradi Ishvara Tine Agyakare Krishnera Krishna Adishvara. The primary predominating deities of this material creation are Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Nonetheless, they simply carry out the orders of Lord Krishna, who is the master of them all. Srijami tan niyukto ham haro harati tadvasaha vishvam purusha rupena paripati trishakti drik. Lord Brahma said, following the will of the Supreme Personality of God, head I create, Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself, in the form of Kiradakshaya Vishnu, maintains all the affairs of material nature. Thus, the supreme controller of the three modes of material nature is Lord Vishnu. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.6.32. Esamanya trayadishvarera suna arta ara jagat karanati purusha avatara. This is only a general description. Please try to understand another meaning of Trayadisa. The three Purusha incarnations of Vishnu are the original cause of the material creation. Mahavishnu Padmanabha Kiradaka Swami Etina Stula Shukshma Sarva Antayami. Mahavishnu Padmanabha and Kiradakshaya Vishnu are the supersouls of all subtle and gross existence. Etina Sarva Shraya Jagatishwara Eho Sabha Kala Amsa Krishna Adeswara. Although Mahavishnu, Padmanabha and Kiradakshaya Vishnu are all shelters and controllers of the entire universe, they are nonetheless but plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of Krishna. Therefore, he is the original personality of Godhead. Yasyaikanish vasitakala matavalambya jivanti loma bilaja jagarandanata vishnur mahan sahiha yasya kala visheshu govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The Brahmas and other lords of the mundane worlds appear from the paws of the Mahavishnu and remain alive for the duration of his one exhalation. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, for Mahavishnu is a portion of his plenary portion. Brahma Samhita 5.48. E arta madhyama suna guda arta ara tina avasastana krishnera shastre kyate yara. This is the middle meaning. Now please hear the confidential meaning. Lord Krishna has three places of residence which are well known from revealed scriptures. Hantapura Goloka Sri Vrindavana Yahan Nitya Stiti Mata Pita Bandhugana. The internal abode is Goloka Vrindavan. It is there that Lord Krishna's personal friends, associates, father and mother live. Madhuraishvarya Madhurya Kripadi Bandara Yogamaya Dasi Yahan Rasadi Lilasara. Vrindavan is the storehouse of Krishna's mercy and the sweet opulences of conjugal love. That is where the spiritual energy working as a maidservant exhibits the rasa dance, the quintessence of all pastimes. Karuna Nikoramba Kamale Madhuraishvarya Vishesha Salini Jayati Brajarajanandani Nahi Chinta Kanika Bhyudeti Naha. Vrindavan Dham is very soft due to the mercy of the Supreme Lord and is especially opulent due to conjugal love. The transcendental glories of the son of Maharaj Nanda are exhibited here. Under the circumstances, not the least anxiety is awakened within us. Taratale Paravyoma Vishnu Lokanama Narayana Adi Ananta Swarupera Dhamma. Below the Vrindavan planet is the spiritual sky, which is known as Vishnu Loka. In Vishnu Loka, there are innumerable Vaikuntha planets controlled by Narayan and other innumerable expansions of Krishna. Madhyama Avasha Krishnera Sadaishwarya Bandara Ananta Swarupa Yahan Karena Vihara. The spiritual sky, which is full of all six opulences, is the interim residence of Lord Krishna. It is there that an unlimited number of forms of Krishna enjoy their pastimes. Ananta Vaikuntha Yahan Bandara Kotari Parisara Gane Sadaishwarya Achibari. Innumerable Vaikuntha planets, which are just like different rooms of a treasure house, are all there, filled with all opulences. Those unlimited planets house the Lord's eternal associates, who are also enriched with the six opulences. Goloka Namni Nijadamni Chale Chatasya Devi Mahesha Haridama Suteshu Teshu Te Prabhava Nichaya Vihitaschaina Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Below the planet named Goloka Vrindavan are the planets known as Devi Dham, Mahesh Dham and Haridam. These are opulent in different ways. They are managed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Govinda, the original Lord. I offer my obeisances unto him. Brahma Samhita 5:43. Pradana Paramavyam Nor Antare Birajjanadi Vedanga Sfera Janitais Toyai Pras Ravita Subha. Between the spiritual material worlds is a body of water known as the river Viraj. This water is generated from the bodily perspiration of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Vedanga. Thus the river flows. Tasya pare paravyoma tripad bhutam sanatanam amritam shashvatam nityam anantam paramam padam. Beyond the river Viraj is a spiritual nature which is indestructible, eternal, inexhaustible, and unlimited. It is the supreme abode consisting of 3/4 of the Lord's opulences. It is known as Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. Taratale Bahyavasa Virajarapare Ananta Brahmanda Yahan Kotari Apara. On the other side of the river Viraj is the external abode, which is full of unlimited universes, each containing unlimited atmospheres. Devi Dhamma Namatara Jiva Yaravasi Jagal Lakshmi Rakira He Yahan Mayadasi. The abode of the external energy is called Devi Dham, and its inhabitants are conditioned souls. It is there that the material energy Durga resides with many opulent maidservants. Etina Damera Haya Krishna Adisvara Goloka Paravyoma Prakritira Para. Krishna is the supreme proprietor of all the dhams, including Goloka Dham, Vaikuntha Dham, and Devi Dham. The Paravyoma and Goloka Dham are beyond Devi Dham, this material world. Ch.Ch Shakti Vibhuti Dham Tripad Aishwaryanam Maika Vibhuti Ekapada Abhidan. The spiritual world is considered to be 3/4 of the energy and opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas this material world is only 1/4 of that energy. That is our understanding. Tripad Vibhutir Damat Vat Tripad Vibhutir Damat Vat Tripad Bhutam Hitat Padam Vibhutir Maike Sarva Prokta Padatmikat Yataha. Because it consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy, the spiritual world is called Tripad Bhuta, being a manifestation of 1/4 of the Lord's energy. The material world is called Ekapada. Tripad Vibhuti Krishnera Vakya Agochara Ekapada Vibhutira Sunaha Vistara. The 3/4 part of the Lord's energy is beyond our speaking power. Let us therefore hear elaborately about the remaining 1/4 of his energy. Ananta Brahmandera Yata Brahma Rudragana Chiraloka Pale Chiraloka Pala Shabde Tahara Ganana. Actually, it is very difficult to ascertain the number of universes. Every universe has a separate Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, who are known as permanent governors. Therefore, there is also no counting of them. Ekadina Dvarakate Krishna Dekibare Brahma Aila Dvarapala Janaila Krishnere. Once, when Krishna was ruling Dwarka, Lord Brahma came to see him, and the doorman immediately informed Lord Krishna of Brahma's arrival. Krishna kahene kon Brahma ki namatahara dvariyashi brahmare puche arab bara. When Krishna was so informed, he immediately asked the doorman, "Which Brahma? What is his name?" The doorman therefore returned and questioned Lord Brahma. Vismita hana Brahma dvari ke kahila kahagiya sanaka pita chaturmukha aila. When the doorman asked, "Which Brahma?" Lord Brahma was surprised. He told the doorman, "Please go inform Lord Krishna that I am the four-headed Brahma, who is the father of the four Kumaras." Jai Shri Krishna Namah. Krishna Janana Dvare Brahmare Lanagela Krishnara Charane Brahma Dandavat Kaila. The doorman then informed Lord Krishna of Lord Brahma's description, and Lord Krishna gave him permission to enter. The doorman escorted Lord Brahma in, and as soon as Brahma saw Lord Krishna, he offered obeisances at his lotus feet. Krishna Manya Puja Kare Tanre Prashna Kaila Kila Gitomara Ihan Agamana Haila. After being worshipped by Lord Brahma, Lord Krishna also honoured him with suitable words. Then Lord Krishna asked him, "Why have you come here?" Brahma kahe tahapache kariba nivedana eka samsaya mane haya karaha chedana. Being questioned, Lord Brahma immediately replied, "I shall later tell you why I have come. First of all, there is a doubt in my mind which I wish you would kindly dissipate. Kon Brahma puchile tumi kon abhipraye ama bai jagate ara kon Brahma hai. Why did you inquire which Brahma had come to see you? What is the purpose of such an inquiry? Is there any other Brahma besides me within this universe? Shuni hase Krishna tabe kare lena jane ashankya brahmaragana aila tata kshane." Upon hearing this, Sri Krishna smiled and immediately meditated. Unlimited Brahmas arrived instantly. Dasha bisa sata sahasra ayuta lakshavadana kotyar buddha mukakaro nayaya ganana. These Brahmas had different numbers of heads. Some had 10 heads, some had 20, some 100, some 1,000, some 10,000, some 100,000, some 10 million, and others 100 million. No one can count the number of faces they had. Rudragana aila laksha koti vadana Indragana aila laksha koti nayana. There also arrived many Lord Shivas with various heads numbering 100,000 and 10 million. Many Indras also arrived, and they had hundreds of thousands of eyes all over their bodies. Deki chatur mukha Brahma panpara haila hastigana madhyayena shashakara hila. When the four-headed Brahma of this universe saw all these opulences of Krishna, he became very bewildered and considered himself a rabbit among many elephants. Asisaba Brahma Krishna Parapita Age Dandavat Karite Mukuta Parapite Lage. All the Brahmas who came to see Krishna offered their respects at his lotus feet, and when they did this, their helmets touched his lotus feet. Krishnara Achintya Shakti Laketa Kehanare Yata Brahma Tata Murti Eka Isharire. No one can estimate the inconceivable potency of Krishna. All the Brahmas who were there were resting in the one body of Krishna. Parapita Mututagra Sangate Ute Dvani Parapite Stute Kare Mukuta Henajani. When all the helmets struck together at Krishna's lotus feet, there was a tumultuous sound. It appeared that the helmets themselves were offering prayers unto Krishna's lotus feet. Yoda hate Brahma Rudra de Kareye Stavana Bade Kripa Karila Prabhu de Kaila Charana. With folded hands, all the Brahmas and Shivas began to offer prayers unto Lord Krishna, saying, "O Lord, you have shown me a great favour. I have been able to see your lotus feet. Bhagya more bolaila dasa angikare Kon agya haya taha kare shire dari. All of them then said, "It is my great fortune, Lord, that you have called me, thinking of me as your servant. Now let me know what your order is, so that I may carry it on my head." On my heads, plural. Krishna kahe Thomas abe dekita chitahaila tahalagi ekatani saba bolaila. Lord Krishna replied, "Since I wanted to see all of you together, I have called all of you here." Sukihai sabe kichu nahi daityabaya tarakahe tomara prasade sarvatra ijaya. All of you should be happy. Is there any fear from the demons? They replied, "By your mercy, we are victorious everywhere." Samprati prativiti yeva hayachila bara avatirna hana taha karila samhara. Whatever burden was upon the earth, you have taken away by descending on that planet. Dvarakari vibhutara eta pramana amara ibramande Krishna sabara haila jnana. This is the proof of Dwarka's opulence. All the Brahmas thought, Krishna is now staying in my jurisdiction. Krishna saha dvaraka vaibhava anubhava haila ekatra milane keha kahona de kila. Thus the opulence of Dwarka was perceived by each and every one of them. Although they were all assembled together, no one could see anyone but himself. Tabe Krishna sarva brahma gane vidaya dila dandavat hana sabe nija gari gela. Lord Krishna then bade farewell to all the Brahmas there, and after offering their obeisances, they all returned to their respective homes. Deki chaturmukha brahmara haila chamatkara Krishnara charani asi kaila namaskara. After observing all these opulences, the four-headed Brahma of this universe was astonished. He again came before the lotus feet of Krishna and offered him obeisances. Brahma bale purve ame ye nischaya karilun tara udharana ame aje te dekilun. Brahma then said, "Whatever I formerly decided about my knowledge, I have just now had personally verified." Jananta eva janantu kimba huktya name Prabhu manaso vapuso vacho vaibhavam tavagocharaha. There are people who say, "I know everything about Krishna." Let them think in that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. O my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulences are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my body, mind and words. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-38. Krishna kahe e brahmanda pancha sat koti ojana ati kshudra tate tomara charibadana. Krishna said, "Your particular universe extends 4 billion miles. Therefore, it is the smallest of all the universes. Consequently, you have only 4 heads. Kona brahmanda satasoti, kona laksha koti, kona niyuta koti, kona koti koti. Some of the universes are 1 billion yojans, some 1 trillion, some 10 trillion, and some 100 trillion yojans. Thus, they are unlimited in area. Brahmanda nurupa brahmara sharira vadana erupe pali ame brahmandera gana. According to the size of the universe, there are so many heads on the body of Brahma. In this way, I maintain innumerable universes, Brahmandas. Ekapada vibhuti ihara nahi parimana tripada vibhutira keba kare parimana. No one can measure the length and breadth of 1/4 of my energy. Who can measure the 3/4 that is manifested in the spiritual world? Tasyaha pare paravyoma tripadbhutan sanatanam amritam shashvatam nityam anantam paramam padam. Beyond the river Viraj is a spiritual nature which is indestructible, eternal, inexhaustible, and unlimited. It is the supreme abode consisting of the 3/4 of the Lord's opulence. It is known as Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. Padma Purana. Tabe Krishna Brahmare Dilena Vidaya Krishnara Vibhuti Swarupa Janana Nayaya. In this way, Krishna bade farewell to the four-headed Brahma of this universe. We may thus understand that no one can calculate the extent of Krishna's energies. Triyadishvara Shabdera Artha Gudha Arahaya Tri Sabde Krishnera Tina Lokakaya. There is a very deep meaning in the word Triyadishvara, which indicates that Krishna possesses three different lokas, or natures. Golokya Gokula Mathura Dvaravati Etina Loke Krishnera Sahaje Nityastiti. The three lokas are Gokul, Mathura and Dwarka. Krishna lives eternally in these three places. Read the purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that in the Goloka planet there are three divisions, Gokul, Mathura and Dwarka. In his incarnation as Gaurasunda, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord conducts his pastimes in three areas, Navadvip, Jagannath Puri and Brajamandal. Antaranga Purnaishwarya Purnatina Dham Tinara Adishvara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. These three places are full of internal potencies, and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is their sole proprietor. Purva Ukta Brahmandera Yat Dikpala Ananta Vaikunta Varna Chiralokapala Tansabara Mukuta Krishna Para Pita Age Dandavat Kale Tara Mani Priti Lage. As previously mentioned, the jewels on the helmets of all the predominating deities of all the universes and Vaikunta planets touched the throne and the lotus feet of the Lord when they all offered their obeisances. Mani Pite Teka Teke Ute Janjani Pitarastuti Kare Mukuta Hena Anumani. When the gems on the helmets of all the predominating deities collide before the throne and the Lord's lotus feet, there is a jingling sound which seems like prayers offered by the helmets at Krishna's lotus feet. Nija Ch.Ch Shakti Krishna Nitya Birajamana Ch.Ch Shakti Sampatira Sad Aishwarya Nama. Krishna is thus situated eternally in his spiritual potency, and the opulence of that spiritual potency is called Sad Aishwarya, indicating 6 kinds of opulence. Se Svarajya Lakshmi Kare Nitya Purna Kama Ataeva Veda Kahe Swayam Bhagavan. Because he possesses the spiritual potencies which fulfill all his desires, Krishna is accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the Vedic version. Krishnera Aishwarya Apara Amritera Sindhu Avagite Nare Tara Chuilan Ekabindu. The unlimited potencies of Krishna are just like an ocean of nectar. Since one cannot bathe within that ocean, I have only touched a drop of it. Aishwarya Kahite Prabhuda Krishna Sfurti Haila Madhurye Majila Mana Eka Sloka Padila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the opulences and spiritual potencies of Krishna in this way, there was an awakening of love of Krishna within him. His mind was immersed in the sweetness of conjugal love. And he quoted the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Right, we finished there. Read a little bit from Revealed Truth by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj. Section entitled Pure Devotion, chapter The Transcendental Service World. Chapter subtitle The Purity of Our Mood. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu's advice to be detached from the mundane is very important to us, for us. We must always try to honor the transcendental form of everything, of the deity, the devotees, the Lord's prasad, and so on, in a detached mood. We may lead any lifestyle. We may have a family life, a student life, a master's life, any sort of life, but we must not be too attached to that. Even if we are a family man, we will have no difficulty with our family maintenance if we think that our family is a spiritual family. If we think in that way, no difficulty will come to us, even if we lose everything materially. Still, there is no real loss for us, because we can always engage ourselves in Krishna's service, no matter what our material condition is. through proper consciousness. We will think that our children are spiritual children and our flowers are spiritual flowers. Everything that we see, we will consider to be Krishna's mercy coming to us. Srila Guru Maharaj taught us in this way. We will change our vision, we will serve, then everything we do will be Krishna's service, so long as we do not forget that it is for his satisfaction and not for our selfish enjoyment. If we proceed in this way, then we all benefit and no loss will come to us. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur showed us this mood. He prayed to the Lord, Tomara samsari kariba sevana nahiba palera bagi tava shukya yahi kariba yatana haya pare anuragi. Sharanagati 16:3. I will live in your house as a servitor of your family, and everything I do will be solely for your satisfaction. This is the mood of transcendental service. We must be very careful about maintaining the purity of that mood in our practicing life. Otherwise, we will cheat ourselves. It's not good to have too much affection for children. When children come into a family, they must be honored, and the parents must consider that it is the Lord's will and their good fortune that the children have come. But parents should not maintain their family with mundane attachment. They should not be overly involved in their family life. When we do something emotionally, it may sometimes bring us a good result, but mostly it brings us bad results. We have to avoid emotional activity and continue our lives with fully devotional activities. We must avoid cheating ourselves by carefully keeping our mood pure. I shall use whatever circumstances I find myself in for the service of Krishna. If we can properly maintain this mood, then we can maintain our lives in any ashram, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. If we have a sincere mood of service and dedication, then there is no question about how we maintain our lives. There are many nice examples of this. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Gurudev Ki Jai. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopal Bhakta Das Raghunath Ch.Ch Koshai Kare Charana Bandhan Jahate Vigna Sabista Puran Ch.Ch Koshai Yandra Muni Tandra Dasa Kansavara Pararenu Moda Panchagrasa Kandara Charana Sevi Bhakti Sane Vasa Jara Me Jara Vimora E Abhilasa Ch.Ch Koshai Chape Vrajay Kolo Vasa Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korela Prakasha Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana Shri Guru Vaishnav Pare Majaya Vana Shri Guru Vaishnav Para Padma Kore Asa Hari Naam Sankirtan Kohe Naro Samudasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Savarikara Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giri Ki Jai Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Gurudev Swami Maharaj Gurudev Ki Jai Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Tadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Rupanu Gurvar Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Samveda Vaishnav Mandala Ki Jai Samveda Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Nitai Go Premanandi Hari Hari Go
Bhakti Vijay Jai Ram.